All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here again, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. Again, I want to give a big shout out to all the patrons out there who have supported this channel, who um, came to my rescue over the weekend because I thought, well, that was a nice run. I figured the powers that be don't like my political speech and they don't like me mouthing off about old rock stars who really can't do what they used to do. And we all pretend, oh, they're just as good as they ever were. No, David Lee Roth, okay, just dropped a new version of You Really Got Me, a song by a band that has been completely focus tested out of radio. Talking about the Kinks, one of the great bands from the British invasion era, a band that had a great renaissance too in the early 80s. And all of that material has been kind of like swept away. Like, yeah, State of Confusion. No, we don't want to hear that. I mean, just Better Things. Why would you want to hear that on the radio? It's a really good song, but nobody wants to hear it. Even the MTV favorite Come Dancing has more or less vanished from playlists. Anyway, Van Halen did this song, You Really Got Me, right? Which is a great sort of garage rock song by the Kinks. And they did a great version of it with Eddie's amazing guitar work on that record. Just brought it to life, brought it to a new level. Well, Roth went out there recently with his band, and apparently there are 14 songs in the vault. Some of those songs have been released. Today, we hear You Really Got Me, okay? Which, that intro, that iconic Eddie intro that brings the guitar and the intro to another level, yeah, that's not there. So, it's kind of like one of those aging bands that isn't getting full royalties on their originals because they signed some paperwork that gave the label or gave someone else who signed the band or whatever. So they redo the song, and their version is kind of like, almost like, I don't know how to describe it, just very pedantic, very boring. I guess if you do the Google search and you land on that version, you might play it for a minute and then realize, holy crap, Batman, this isn't the original. I do it all the time. I go, oh man, this is horrible. I want the original version of the song. And 9 times out of 10, the original is infinitely better than the redo, right? So in this case, that idea is true. Roth does You Really Got Me with his band. They go in there, supposedly recorded live in the studio with no overdubs and no auto tune, and it's like the greatest thing ever. Roth actually does sound good compared to his Vegas residency. All right, I will say that, and he does get through the song without being too Dave, although, during the ending where there's a little bit of air in the song, Roth again, like during Panama, easing the seat back, just do the song the way it's supposed to be done. You don't need to add any more drama to the song. It could be worse. Let me be honest. The good and the bad and the ugly here. The good is it could have been worse. The bad is there's no Van Halen to back him up. The ugly is the fact that they need to continue to do this stuff, which they don't. But apparently, this might mean a little bit of cash flow to David Lee Roth for a short period of time. Or, in perpetuity, if Roth puts his version out there, it will stay on the internet until, nuclear war, which is probably right around the corner. So, I mean, just get ready, people. It's, people get ready. That's it's another great remake Jeff Beck and Rod Stewart. When's the last time you've heard that on the radio, too? That's a great redo of a classic song. So the Roth version isn't horrible, but it kind of goes along with all the other redos that Roth has done so far. Remember, Dave told us that he is Van Halen de facto. He is, if you want Van Halen from here on out, you're going to go to David Lee Roth to get your dose of Van Halen. And there are a lot of Roth fans who are very excited about that. Now, I'm more of a Sammy fan with Sammy and Michael Anthony because that combo is better than anything that, Roth can do right now. And, as much as I want the whole Van Halen tribute thing to happen, I'm ready for like Mitch Malloy. Just bring someone else in to do it. Because I think that would be better. The casual fans would appreciate that Mitch Malloy still looks like he's 1989. He might be my age, for crying out loud, but he doesn't look that way. I don't know. It's the gene pool, man. I was in the shallow end, and apparently Mitch Malloy was, swimming in the deep end and taking lots of vitamins and taking care of himself. And again, from really good stock. Whereas I'm from a bunch of balding, aging Italian type people. So that's my downfall, but it doesn't matter because I'm not a rock star. I just talk about these people. And at some point, some of them actually reach out to me and say, hey, I see you. I heard that video the other day. You were spot on. Neil Sean. Big shout out to Neil Sean, who continues to, just be a very good support system for me when I'm feeling like I don't know what I'm talking about because everybody says that. And when people say that, they speak that into your life, you start to think, well, maybe I am really stupid and maybe I should just go back to like eating bugs because we're supposed to, hey, folks, in the future, you'll own nothing and you will eat the bugs. Okay, so I need to prepare. I need to start eating the bugs now. All right, so I'm done with this video as I begin to make no sense whatsoever and you don't understand what I'm talking about here at the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Patreon, $1 a month. Had that little thing that happened last weekend. Man, did that suck, huh? Wow. I'm standing on the rug, right? And they're just pulling the rug out from under me. A little bit scary, but we made it through. I made it through the hurricane. I made it through the YouTube hurricane as well. And if you want to do $1 a month, I know there are a lot of old school, old time musicians that tend to like this channel. I'm not a musician. I don't pretend to be one. I could do a backing vocal if you want me on a track. I'd be willing to do it pro bono. I'd be willing to just throw it out there and see. And if you make a lot of money, then you better start kicking the money back to me because, again, my role model for backing vocals is the great Michael Anthony. And quite honestly, David Lee Roth is really missing Michael Anthony on his very pedantic remake of You Really Got Me. All right, so there you have it, folks. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I will see you soon.